is and why you're watching this show is for the next segment, and uh, is for Footsies, okay? And I think this is a topic where like uh, you read about it, but you're not really interested because you want an easy answer of how to do it. What is Footsies, right? A lot of people have their own um, explanation of what it is. Is it like fundamental? Is it all this? All this? Just simply put, it's a ground game. Okay, like it's a ground fundamentals from range zero, from the mid range, from the far range. That's it. And a lot of people think that if you have a bad footsie game, you're not going to be good at this game. Well, maybe. The games have evolved, and there are ways around traditional footsies now. You can't really play World Warrior style footsies with the new games today because of all the nice system changes and for the new fighting games. But I am going to take it back to the prehistoric era. All right, I got something to show you from. I'll show you a little bit. Hold on. All right. So the first thing I'm going to show you about footsies is that 1994 tournament I talked about with Watson. He played a gentleman named Jesse Howard, and he was pretty much one of the Midwest best players. Really, really good Shoto, Fei Long player. He plays a lot of other characters too, but yeah, man, like if you could imagine how footsies were back then, there is no internet, there's no YouTube. How do you figure this stuff out? How does one really grasp the whole like, hey, what do I do when somebody approaches me? Like, do you even ask yourself questions, or you just push buttons? Is there a method to this madness? Let's find out. Alright, let's see. And let's take it a twist. Now these guys are playing side by side. Okay. Yeah, they have to fake because there's no way you can. Well, they have to fake fireball, like moving the arm around, because you can totally tell if people are listening to your buttons. They're playing right next to you. So their game in the early stages is like hearing buttons. You can't get away from it. That's why like, you would see me or like Troy might be slamming buttons, and we still have our old school like mannerism when it comes to playing these games. Because that was the very first kind of edge you would have on your opponent. If you can feel when they're going to throw a fireball, not feel, see or hear when they're going to throw a fireball, you're going to jump over that thing like no problem. Like no problem at all. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this 1994. And it's too bad I couldn't find footage of like Tomo. That's another story, but all the OG greats, because there wasn't any. At least that I can find somewhere. So I thought it would be cool to show you, like, the people that taught me what is going on in the very prehistoric times of footsies. And, Super Turbo footsies have evolved, of course. We have awesome players today, but like, look at what these guys have to do. Pretty. where Watson is there on his lonesome in the Midwest versus the entire Midwest. Right. Look at all these fakes that he's doing. Man. He's making it obvious. Like, okay, you know. So I think the song will really well. Anyways, so there is a method to his madness of like those button fakes. They do, you know. The problem with the players is that they're thinking like, I can play how I normally play anybody online, or even at the arcades, but everybody has a very rhythm-based game too. Like if you have a rhythm of attack, rhythm of defense, and those rhythms, unfortunately, have counters to them. Because if I know the rhythm by hearing it or just seeing it, it's just subconsciously, you know exactly how to open up a person. You know when to, I guess. You call it psychic DP, or you can just walk in and throw. You can, you have. Unfortunately, this was how you played back then. Like listening to people's buttons and stuff, you just couldn't get away from it. So that's why people had to do all these fakes. Watson knew that whenever he would lose, and he'd get pissed off about it, is when somebody gets a clean jumping over his fireball because he thinks that's luck. Because he has the range down, and you should never be able to range up. You listen to his buttons. Because like he would always tell me that Tomo would have the best range. You can never. He was the hardest player to read, and yet he knew how to hide his range really well. That's what we used to call him, hide your and Watson also plays Guile, he would do something like Sonic Boom with he would do Sonic Boom with kick, right? And if you heard that, you're trying to jump over it. But he's charged. He would do down back to down towards and push like it. So you would think he would do Sonic Boom, right? And you jump over it. Or you just jump. That's a free flash kick. That's like the very basic of a hand hiding your buttons. YouTubers are going on. Sorry guys, I'm messing up your ears.
Yo, mama's tit.
There we go. Hopefully it's not too loud now. Is it too loud, guys? How's that? How's the sound on the video, guys? Okay, yeah. Sorry to mess up your ears. I'm still trying to play with the dials, but all right, let's get back into it. You're playing a guy like Mike, okay? You already know by doing, if you do a little research. Oh, my voice not loud enough. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so you're playing a guy like Mike. You're like, oh man, that's that big trash talker. Right? You're kind of in a way psyching yourself out by knowing who you have to deal with. That really is going to affect the way that you're going to play your game. If you're that way. So don't do that. Who cares who you play? But Mike will have to test how you play. Are you that guy who listens to his buttons? Are you, are you very easy to open up? Who am I playing? Do I even have to reveal much about my strategies to win this match? It's just. Oh. Back to, there we go. So Um, the match might look a little, back in the old days, very very simple. That was Super Street Fighter, not Super Turbo, by the way. So you're you're playing Footsies with a guy that that has this on lock. All right, you're scared. You have all this crap. You can't go into the match thinking like that at all. If you're playing me and you have me on a tournament, who cares? Do what you do best, and which is your game, right? You probably hear this all the time, but this is even before playing. I haven't even taught you anything yet, okay? But that mindset of you going into that game, you cannot at whatsoever think that you are inferior to your opponent. You can respect them a little bit, yeah, sure, but that is it. That's where you draw the line. You got to go in there and expect to win. It's the name of the game. Play to win. So in a tournament. So what you just saw with Mike, he destroyed Jesse Howard pretty bad. And he had a few counter characters. There's like Mike plays he knows the roster. He knows the entire roster, just in case you're trying to counter him. So he's known for like a really good Ryu, but he also has a really good Guile. He plays Zangief too. But Jesse's notable or really good Shoto player, right? So I don't know what was going in Jesse's mind. Maybe he just by like the look at the video, because I never asked Jesse about this, but maybe Jesse has already heard about Mike and like what Mike has been doing in LA and all this stuff. And maybe he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna beat this cocky guy. I'm just not gonna hold back and go in there and show him what the Midwest is all about. Mike goes in there with this. I can already see Mike is going in there, kind of like he gave me like the what's up, not really like greeting anybody, just handle his business, and just by throwing out a couple of moves. And if you're that guy already with the mindset, oh man, I'm playing a top player, I gotta watch out for this, I gotta watch out for that guy, you're already mind fucking yourself. In Jesse Howard's case, maybe he's the guy that's just wanting to shut the other person down, which is the right mindset. However, he didn't think about what tricks he should show first. Or like what strategy do you have against somebody that you're gonna have to respect? He's well known in the West Coast, or at least LA at the time. So are you gonna just go all in and show him exactly what you got, like everything, or are you just gonna show him bits and pieces so you can prolong the match and read him? And in that case, it looked like Jesse just ran out of options. Like, okay, his Ken wasn't doing well, so he had to move up to Fei Long, which is normally, if a character doesn't do well for you, go to your next character, right? That character didn't do well, but knowing Jesse too, like after I finally met him, he's really good. His Ken is amazing. And I know Mike is an amazing player too, but I don't think Mike was like doing anything special that Jesse couldn't get around. It was just Mike was a smarter player. It was just it was just viewed that way. Again, the purpose of me showing the old school footage of that was just to get an understanding of like what I dealt with too when I first played Mike. He dumbed down everything that I tried to do. He was just a smarter player. He knew what I wanted to do, and like there's so much with a young person's attitude and trying to like get that win really quick that you're not thinking about that your game is gonna get exploited real soon. So, all right. This next thing I want to show you guys is Battle by the Bay. If Choi is watching, I'll just show a little bit of it. This is when Choi forces me to use Ryu. Okay, remember when I said I thought that I'm the new up and coming player, right? So I had to pick out the character that I think he didn't have the knowledge against compared to all the great Ken players he plays against, like Tony No, for instance. That's his like training buddy from Davis. So let's check it out. This is off of 2 back in the days, baby. So Choi again forces me to use another character. I still have my game plan intact, you know, like what I want to do. But my attack patterns are way different now. Fireball based with poking versus like can't really fireball much. You would have to poke more so, and try to get the alpha counters to get in, and finally get the meter, and then custom combo. Now this is winners finals, so none of us have lost yet in the tournament, and this is a really important match because if you can get that win first, you can really mind fuck the opponent from coming back. Most people that win a winners final usually wins the tournament, or usually, more so than not. I mean, of course, there's many tournaments out there that a player has come back and reset it, but more so than likely, if you win winners finals, you're most likely to win the tournament. Still fighting hard. Love him. But if John never fought this hard, you know, and like, I probably wouldn't give as much like respect to the region, because everybody else was pretty was pretty free, to be honest. John was just that bug you couldn't swat. You know, it was really annoying, but it made me respect other people's games down the road and just look at them differently. And draws it to the wire. And still winners final. Because I'm not going to show you the entire thing from the grand finals part, because we literally play for an hour. But I mean, just to see like the ways where I think I probably should have showed you where I got beat up by when I was 10, but I just gave you an explanation. Like, and you can see it. I was getting impatient. You know, I just wanted to get the high damage output out with Ken, but not respecting the defensive game that John had. You know, John had a wall I had to deal with. You know, it was just, I didn't know how to open him up. So, you know, my solution was to pick Ryu with different attack patterns and force him out with the fireballs. My key game plan was just, I would eat his alpha counters as long as I can make him waste meter and push him in the corner. So I would eat the damage. I don't care, as long as he gets to the corner. And then by the time he's in the corner, I should have at least level 2 or level 3 charges up. And if he makes one error or catch him in the custom combo trick, he should be dead. That was my game plan. Okay, for the most part, it worked. But like, you know, I had to do some insane freaking footsies and, you know, trying to climb Mount Choi, man, and it was really nuts. Really nuts. See, like, he didn't really grasp it. He can, like, on my whiffs, he can custom that, and the blowout, I'm screwed. He can do the crouch roundhouse custom combo. Like that, he could have punished me, but he wasn't doing it. That was supposed to be uppercut just in case he blocked into, in case he blocked the crouch roundhouse into alpha counter. Alright. So yeah, that I think from there, like, you know, I won the winners finals, but I had to think, man, yeah, it made me think even more, dig deeper, because like, mind you, I told you, like, coming up in Alpha 2, I thought the game was easy. I was seeing everything like the Matrix until you reach freaking what's his face, whoever the bad guy in the Matrix is. I don't know, I have to botch that up, but you meet like the villain, and you're in shock that, like, you have to still work that hard, even though, like, the hundreds and hundreds of people that you beat are nothing. You know, like, what goes in through your mind then? And then it's kind of like starting over, but with just that one person. You have to reevaluate everything that you learned. Like, damn, okay, he beat this game plan, and these are mindsets that you really got to think about, like, really hard. And this is before, and I'm gonna save this lesson plan too. This is before going into knowing your opponent. Okay, that's. We can spend like freaking forever on knowing your opponent, but I think that, and I have another video to show you guys when it comes to a little bit more traditional Street Fighter. That Alpha 2 was really robust. Yeah, I think this one is So it's like Evo, me and Choi. Alright. Now, yeah, I can finally play Super Turbo. Like, it took me a little bit after B3 to kind of learn this game from, like, Watson and Choi. Like, they would play this, like, as a novelty game when we're trying to play Alpha 2 or Alpha 3 back in the days. And so I picked it up with them. I figured all the things that, do you see, like, my standing jab, my standing shorts? Those are Watson. That's Watson playing. Because I would see him do that, and I was like, damn, why is he whiffing all these, like, random moves? And how does this going to work versus other people in old games? I really was not that good at these old games. Right? I just wasn't. I didn't have the patience for it. I didn't have the finesse. Like, this was true chess. So, the volume kind of too high on this one too. Right. So, let's go to the full screen. And I'm playing Choi, and he's hands down best Sagat. Okay, and I was playing old Sagat as when I was starting off in this game. Even though I put, Ken and Ryu, I learned how to play those characters, but Sagat was the easy mode character for me to learn. It's just the character did so much damage output, and I played him aggressively, so it just swung my way. But Watson told me, like, if you really want to learn this game, you gotta pick Ryu. You have to pick that character. That character will teach you how to be patient. It will teach you how to rush down. It will teach you just everything that you need to learn in every range. So Sagat won't do that. It'll make you a complacent player. It will make you just sit there and hope the opponent just is a mistake case. If your opponent if you're betting on your opponent just to make mistakes, then yeah, you know, you'll always win with Sagat. But if you know, if you're playing somebody that you can't hit, that you can't throw, maybe a player that you can't chip, then what are you gonna do, right? That's what I kind of learned from just, okay, you know, I don't want to be lazy, you know, I actually try to learn the game. You know, I could stay on the easy mode rampage, but I'm not really learning the game. I'm just learning the system. I'm learning how to exploit system mechanics in this game. And Sagat really did do that. I mean, it really didn't take much to throw fireballs from full screen and just make somebody really just annoyed and anxious to jump over it, right? Because they're just ridiculously fast, and then Sagat's uppercuts are stupid strong. So yeah, this is and you can see like each time I get a hit or I rush down properly, I am forcing so many different defensive maneuvers from my opponent. It's freaking turning me on. So it's like, damn, you know, I'm making this guy shake and do all this fidgety stuff. I'm making him play my game the way I want to play. So it's like, you know, that way, I mean, it's kind of like you're creating opportunities on top of opportunities on the fly. You know, it's just because, you know, like we're playing Street Fighter, but in the mind, we're playing like, what are you gonna do next, right? Like what are you possibly gonna do next, right? And if I hit you with that thing that you're unexpecting, and then we kind of give each other like the nod, we're like, oh, good, you know, good shit, damn, like, I didn't think of that. You know, we respect each other even more, but then we just learn a new strategy, a new tactic, like on the fly, and we're trying to innovate off of that. You know, it's just I think that's what created so much of these. You know, walk up to them and you're risking it all, but it's oh, there you go. Like you're risking it all for just maybe a couple hits. And to be honest, I towards the later end of my games, I just wanted to do something over than getting the win, even though that I said you should play to win. It's just because I wanted to see if it would make you as a human react in a certain way, you know. And then I can kind of categorize you. Oh, you play like so and so, you know, or you play in so and so. These are the types of things you do in practice or casuals and stuff. But I started to do this in tournament a lot. Like I would purposely lose. Not really purposely. I would take a lot more risk. I call it purposely then because I should have just played my normal game, either wait them out or do my rushdown thing. But I would do stuff that would force an action on purpose, even though it would give me like barely any benefit at all. But if I can make 100 players do that same exact, you know, response, I am going to save that for later. Like how I'm going to develop off of making you jump in a certain way, making you block a certain block string in a certain way. What timing am I going to throw you? What timing am I going to continue all this craziness? So I think I am done showing you guys a little footage now. I'm going to try to show you guys what I mean by playing a little bit, and like how I'm moving, what's going in my mind when I'm approaching the matches when it comes to footsies. So let's now, before you guys get all like, oh, why are you playing this game? Because you know what? It's the new game, and you guys gonna eventually learn it. And if you play Street Fighter 4, and you're expecting to see some Street Fighter 4, I will have it on, but wait a second. All right, before I load it up, I am going to let you guys know that today is the tutorial day. Okay. I am. It's footsies and character selection. We're gonna get into that like right away. But and tomorrow I'm gonna be playing lobby matches. So and discuss like what my mindset is with each of these matches and how it's going and all that stuff. And I'll have some special guests too. But down the road, I'm gonna actually do some really fun activities for everyone. And if you guys want to be involved, it's like if you guys want to play me in a lobby and you want me to dissect your game, I'm actually gonna pick a random subscriber that subscribes to our Level Up channel. And here are the instructions. There we go. That $2.99. So if you guys are already a subscriber, well, you're already eligible for me to randomly pick you. And if you're on, I might just say, hey, I see you chatting. I see you're interested. Hey, is your Xbox on? Let's play. Cool. And maybe you don't want a tutorial. You just want to play me a set and in front of everybody. We can do that, and we can discuss it too. This whole thing that I'm trying to do for everybody here is to train you, okay, or to tell you like what you're doing right, wrong, blow you up, whatever you want to call it. I had a lot of knowledge given to me, and I just feel it's time, to pay it forward. And I know a lot of great people are doing that today, but like I kind of been doing it for over 15 years, and I think it'd be interesting to see what you guys, what you hear from me as a tournament player and champion, what goes through my mind, because I haven't really done that at all. So, $2.99. I will be playing Cross Tekken. I'll be playing Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. I'll probably play Persona and Tekken. Yeah, even though I don't excel in those games, however, I do have the knowledge to let you know what things you should look out for, or even if you're a great player already, maybe I can just see how you play and just tell you what things you can do that would make your game even better. Because I can see these things. I can see many different scenarios that I don't know the system of the game about or whatever. I don't have knowledge of the game, but I know players and I know reactions and I know character matchups. So, all right, let's go. Game might be hella loud, I don't know.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah, it is loud. Alright, that's a little better. Okay, the next segment is Footsies, and I'm going to collaborate that with character selection. So you guys know my history, what kind of player I am. Alright? I like to rush down. Everybody would automatically think if you guys just met me, I go with Ryu, right? Ryu was, of course, my vanilla character of choice. So I always pick Ryu first to see what type of game this is. Even if Tekken Cross Street Fighter comes out, I will pick Ryu. But, it probably won't play like Street Fighter, but I can see if I can incorporate anything I know from the Street Fighter world and put it into Tekken. Okay. So, anyways, Rushdown. Why don't I pick Akuma? He's a more Rushdown Shoto base. I like to take a lot of risks, so I can't really take that much risk with Akuma. I used Akuma in Alpha 3, however, Akuma had a ridiculous custom combo in Alpha 3. And he gets around a lot of other matches really bad. But that's a different game. This game, I think I would get blown up by just taking a couple risks using Akuma. Who knows? Maybe down the road I might find something that's really interesting, but not really. Um, since I want to play this really, since I really want to excel in the tournament scene with Cross Tekken, I shouldn't be using Akuma for that. So I mean, you are, say, if you're a defensive player already, like, and even before going into that, you gotta see what character fits your personality. You might have heard me say that before, but it's true. Fit your personality. If you want to control the match at all times, you know, you got Dalsum, right? Controls space really well. And you want pretty good defense. His defense is pretty good. That's obvious choice, right? So if you're a defensive player, but you pick somebody like Guy, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. It doesn't. This could be common sense for you, but do you ask yourself these questions? Or even you might see a buddy that's playing certain characters, but you know that it doesn't fit their personality, right? It doesn't fit their personality at all. You might want to help them out. You just might say, hey, why don't you, okay, if you're a defensive player and you play Guy, go ahead, try him out. Try him out and see if you can defend as well as, let's say, somebody like Guile. You know, and what is your worst fear, right? If you are in the internet all day long and you don't want to be labeled as a Guile player because he's boring as hell, all that shouldn't even matter. If you want to play to win, you got to pick a character you're going to pull in the results with. It's just, it is what it is. Sorry to break this news to you, but you're going to have to make it work. Okay? Now, if you are stubborn, and there's a lot of stubborn people that don't want to listen to any of that jazz, sure, no problem. Pick a character that is completely not your style, okay? Or a character that you see other people win with. There, see? Like Jin. And do what you think is necessary to win with this character. Now, but however, if you lose and when you lose, find out how you're losing. Because they don't have a specific button that you like defensively. They don't have a specific button that you like offensively. All right? So thankfully now these games have, besides training mode, they have the mission mode, so you can see every single one of these characters' moves. But it's really, really important for you to jump into this game or any other game and fit your personality with these characters. So, me, why do I pick Law? Now, everybody's probably screaming, he's top tier, Valle, you know what you're doing. Well, I used to play Law in Vanilla, and Law also used to be one of my favorite characters in Tekken 3, which I won many, many tournaments with. So, I identify with him really quick. And my favorite character in Tekken, period, is Kazuya. And originally my vanilla team was Ryu and Kazuya. But I want to have some fun too, right? So then the secondary team was Law, Kazuya. And this is in vanilla, by the way, because I found out their damage output. Besides that, you know, they're really fun character for me to use. Their damage output is ridiculous, and it's just like, oh, okay, that was a plus. Okay, usually damage output shouldn't be the end of all choices of why you should select these characters, but I mean, it helps a lot. Okay, it does help a lot. There's no hiding that. And so towards the end of vanilla days, I ended up picking Ryu and Law. And the reason being is because there was a lot of matches that, I mean, since Ryu is my strongest fundamental character, I can react to things that I don't really understand yet, or mix-ups, you know, like uppercut, or I know my low forward ranges really well. I know how to zone with the fireballs really well, so I can kind of stop or slow down the madness as a point character. Okay, and Law is, yeah, I guess you can call it my Rushdown gimmicky character, where if you don't fight many laws in vanilla, you're gonna get beat up with all this crazy Shaolin mix-up or Shaolin pressure, Shaolin kicks. That's his triple kick he does. You know, he was slept on in vanilla for a while until like Seth LOL started to win with him and Kuma, as you saw at the 25th anniversary event. So, yeah, it might take a few huge tournaments like that to put some of these Tekken characters on the map. But yeah, going back to my character selection, you know, it's characters that I identify with. I have great knowledge with Ryu already, so it's like my staple. But I put in the work with Law and even Kazuya to, you know, to have fun with this game. And so now this version 2013, you know, there's characters I wanted to try because, you know, of their changes, and I've tried them a little in vanilla, but like now I'm worried about how much time can I invest in these characters before that next big tournament. And, you know, of course, the next big tournament for me all the time is Wednesday Night Fights. And, you know, I have to worry about NDOCR and what he's going to cook up next with his team, okay? Or anybody else that I play. Oh, I'm thinking, you know, am I going to invest time in Asuka, right? To beat out his freaking crazy Nina and picks Nina and Chun-Li, right? So I'm not just thinking about my character selection. I'm thinking about my competition's character selection. Why are they playing these characters? You know, Andy OCR is a Bison player, right? And he also plays Abel in Street Fighter 4. But why would he pick Nina and Chun-Li? You know, and I respect the fact that he's trying new characters, and it might not fit his style that we're used to with like Bison using that pressure. So I have to forcefully try out Nina and Chun-Li and to see why somebody like that would play these characters, and maybe I can kind of mirror their style so I can find openings for it. In that case, you know, I'm just going to find out what their highest damage output combos are and how they start them, right? What opportunities that they can get versus my characters, because Chun-Li and Nina outrange Law for sure. So those two characters do really give a problem to Law. They do. And so it's not a reason why I picked Lars as my new character of choice, but I'm going to actually get into it right now. So let's go. And the gem selection too. Law is my battery, you know, because the first one is making somebody block for like 4 consecutive hits. I do a crouching strong into Shaolin kicks. I'm charged up. This is a no-brainer. And teching, if I tech a throw, I charge up. And the last one is if I launch you, then my meter comes up. Okay, Lars, I started with power gems, but that's because I just wanted to end up killing you. But what if I don't kill you? You know, I thought about that. If I don't kill you on the next setup, or if I don't even activate that gem, then will my power gems activate, or will I need other gems? So I actually leaning towards to the balance gems, because you know, maybe now people are getting used to my mix-ups and I can't kill them, you know, after my devastating combo of Law going into Lars. So they find their way out of my mix-ups, stay alive, and now I have to either play defensive or try to find another way in while taking damage. So that's why I'm trying the balance to see if you know, I can still get some meter for Law, or if I'm getting rushed down, I'll at least have the defense gems up, or maybe I can get that kill, you know, and I still have the power. So let's see if that works. Now, let's say again, I'm using Andy OCR as a an example here. So he usually, well, let's just put it this way: Chun-Li is a really good character versus Law, and I'll show you why. And So I think he picks all defense because he knows my combos do ridiculous damage. But their characters do a lot of damage too. So that's, I guess, in my way, my weakness. If he lands a combo, it's gonna hurt regardless. Like, except maybe against Lars because I just put the defense gem on him. So I like how all this footsies and character selection ties in to each other, and what you have to expect in the competitive world. So I have no fireball. I can't really jump at Chun-Li. She has the down towards light move, which it's her really good anti-air that she can juggle with the pogo in the air and etc. etc. So I have to walk around and play footsies. Now, Law's walk speed isn't that fast. His dash is really fast, right? Chun-Li has standing strong into, you know, she can buffer that into her boost chain combos. So if I'm doing this stuff, right, I'm trying to get in, okay? Let's see. Let's move into full screen. Like, her walk speed is faster, right? Look how far that standing strong is. Okay. Right? And any time, I have to wait for it to come out. Oh, like I try to junkyard it. So yeah, like I'm playing. What would Andy do in playing me footsies, and how am I going to deal with that move? So what are my options? To jump as soon as she thinks that she's gonna push standing medium punch? That's a really big risk on my end to do. But I want to establish that I'm gonna jump early to get in his mind that I'm just gonna try. That's my strategy, right? I'm just gonna start jumping in and do my thing. Okay, so now he is probably not going to be doing that as much, but I mean, the risk on my part is so high doing that, and like it's kind of like a guess, but I just have to see if he has any patterns from the get-go to, you know, make me want to jump early, because I really don't want to be playing footsies, which is this ground game, with Chun much, you know. I don't. If I land something, like the down medium kick into that, that's great. That's great. But again, she can walk into me and do that standing strong or all that jazz, because she outranges me and her walk speed is faster. So that's something I got to think about. Okay. Now, so how am I gonna get in on this character? Okay. I'm just gonna say it's luck that I hit her. You know, I get the lead and whatever. I tag in. I do my damage, right? Lars is in there. Now, she has about what 20% life. I can kill her with one more combo, and that's my general like that is my game plan. I want to kill you with the next combo, but by the time that I'm at this area, she has one of her gems already activated, and she's got maybe 2 or maybe 3 bars, right? So it's really easy for her to land a alpha counter, or maybe take a couple more hits before switching out, or safe tagging. So you know, I really have to understand, like, man, what is the next move here if I can land this next mix-up. Now, remember, this tutorial is not about, like, the setup portion of this, you know, like, exactly, like, ooh, all this trickery that I'm going to do to her. It's to understand if I can apply pressure and then back up and let her kill herself, okay? So this is, like, an ultimate, like, Rushdown rule of thumb. Because you gotta, if you're in this position, you're on the ground, and damn, you're like, damn, I gotta tag out, I gotta alpha counter out, I gotta figure out, okay, what setup he's gonna do on me. But what if I just jump and do nothing, and he's just sitting there, and I empty jump and he does nothing, and he does the alpha counter motion. He'll do a raw tag, and he's screwed, right? You know, that's a tactic. Or maybe you're Justin Wong, and you know he's gonna have that patience. He's not really frantic. He just knows that, all right, just don't get hit. Just don't get hit. Look for the opportunity, alpha counter, and do it, or try to get that safe tag. But how to do it? So he's, you know, now he can wait me out too, and that's the counter to waiting me out is to wait. So ultimately, the best defense is good offense, but in this case, you're really gonna have to have a lot of patience when it comes to playing a top player, because they will make you kill yourself. They will. Versus people that like to push buttons, then you can easily set them up for the cross up or the you know, meaties and all this stuff, because you already know from playing them mid round that they like pushing buttons. So I'm there. I'm letting him like just do what he wants to do, and he safe tags out. Let's see. Nina comes in. Now Nina has really fast normals too, right? Really, really fast. So I can buffer, you know, her launcher move from here. Yeah, right, that's just ridiculous damage, right? So that's just by spamming this move out and playing footsies. It's really, really, really scary. Okay, so Andy gets out, Nina's in. Okay, Lars is in with full health, but let's reset this. Okay, so yeah, whatever. And then she gets the hit. Oh, whoops. Okay, then the next step he would do is either that or oops. There we go. That's a low, by the way, and it's really, really hard to punish. Or hesitate into another or something like that. Not really. I don't think he would do the EX version. But now my character is in, you know, kind of like how I left Chun-Li. Now I'm screwed. So I got to think about the characters that I picked. When they're knocked down, I'm a Rushdown player. I really want to get back into the action. I'm a Rushdown player, but what are my wake-up options? And yeah, a big, strong reason why I picked Lars is because of his uppercut. You know, I like uppercut characters. I need some breathing room because I want to get back into the game. Not every character has an invincible uppercut. I mean, some have really good backdashes, but so I have to make him think about, he can't pressure me too much because I have that uppercut. So he has to let me breathe. He has to let me breathe. So if he lets me breathe even just for a little bit, you know, I can do. That's a safe tag. I'm back in it. So I'm already like thinking before the match starts, how am I going to push him into the corner when I land that combo? What is my next setup? In case my setup fails, how am I going to treat Nina? I've lost probably maybe 40 or 50% health trying to get Nina to the corner, or trying to get Chun-Li to the corner. So these are things that I got to think about ongoing, because you don't want to get to a point where you're actually playing footsies, right? Footsies. How do you play a strong ground game? I mean, this is all Law has, right? Knowing your range. You don't want to get to a point where now you kind of don't know what to do. Or you reset back to round 1 fight. You don't want to go there. It sucks because then you kind of feel helpless a little bit. You feel like your strategy didn't work, and now you're just playing because you got to play to finish the round. It doesn't stop there. If nothing goes your way, you have to think of, okay, what is your next plan of attack? So I tried the jumping route. Jumping route is very, very risky, and I'm just going to say it's not really going to land. It lands because he makes a mistake, but I got in by doing that, right? Now, if we're back in the middle of the stage and it's reset and I couldn't kill him, now he's looking for this. His footsies and his alert, everything that I did to him, this is Andy OCR by the way, everything that I did to him is going to really be like, his defense is going to be boosted tenfold. He's going to look for this and he's going to make me pay. At the same, he's probably reading me and reading my patterns. He's going to make me pay. So I really have to manipulate this move somehow. I have to make it look like I'm using it. So I start dancing around, I start dashing in, trying to like get his focus out of what he's trying to look for to make me pay, because he's seen my first strategy already. He's seen it. How the hell am I going to dish out that much more damage again? Okay. Now, a good solution is, well, Lars didn't really do much except the combo, right? If Lars didn't get devastated by Nina and he's still alive, and Nina has what, 60% health, he hasn't seen, you know, me playing footsies with Lars yet. So I have some breathing room. So it's something that, you know, that's a poke that I like a lot with Lars is far. The thing is, it doesn't have that many active frames. So, I mean, if, like, I whiff, like, everybody can punish it, like, even kind of before my leg is retracted. It's kind of crazy. Like, I'm so vulnerable from this move. But anyways, I have that to play with. I have his overhead kick to play with. And I know he's going to be shook a little bit, just because he hasn't seen this, whatever strat I'm trying to do of Lars. Okay. Now this is all offense footsies. What I'm trying to figure out, like, and everything that I'm talking about is advanced, like how to set somebody up with this knowledge. Okay. So then I have to respect the fact that he has meter, and he has enough meter to do Nina's. Oops, sorry about that. Alright, that into tag, right? While I'm trying to do crouching medium kicks with Lars, right? Or I'm trying to do his kind of jaguar kick looking move, right? He can. Now that I've done it a couple times, I have to be wary about, will he use meter? Will he? Do I respect his reactions to apply this slow-paced pressure? Because Lars' pressure is pretty slow. However, it's very deceiving. It looks very, very, very deceiving. So I try my best to hide, like, if I'm gonna go couple mids, couple lows, but again, I have to kind of like slow out my. This is in regards to Nina having her meter. Oops. Change out. So I gotta worry about this. Gotta worry about that move. And where's the other move? Yeah, it shows an EX version of that move too. So anyways, this move. And if I have enough health, see, this is the risky part about my playstyle. If I have enough health to survive a combo that she can hit me with that EX launcher. I'm gonna give it a go anyways, but if he can fish my move out, meaning that he baits me to do that move when he wants, and in order for him to perfectly time that EX launcher, will I survive that combo? I got to think about that. Okay, so not a lot of people like to take risks, but that's part of my game plan already. So, and for you to think that it's pretty crazy for me to just, when you look at my play, I'm just going all out and just blocking all of this, by the way, right? Just blocking all this. Just blocking all my. Yeah, whatever, Valle. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna hit me. I know all your stuff, right? So boom, I do that, and he EX. No, I lose 30-40%. He probably knows a 50 or 60% combo, but I gotta try it. I really have to try it because I think in my advantage, if he does nothing about it, I win the round. We all fear that there's things that we do in Footsies that are gonna get punished, but they're not really gonna get punished. You have to test people out. You gotta really test them out. So that was a game plan. What goes in through my mind fighting Andy OCR or even anybody. Like I really have to go through the character selections, why they picked them. Does their style mesh with mine? And these footsies right here, right, that you're seeing. I'm not gonna go to the way beginner stuff anymore. Like you got Street Fighter 4 and all the other games have been out long enough so you can understand how to use your character of choice moves, when they're safe, when they're not safe. Now, how do you apply them in Footsies? Well, it does take a lot of balls. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to not block in certain situations where you're close to your opponent and maybe you're blocking at the last second. That was like my ultimate secret technique I was trying to teach when I first started this. Like the best offense I can tell you when you're playing Footsies is to walk and block. If you can walk and block on a drop of a dime or a pin needle, then you're halfway there. You really are. You got to really learn that technique. It's think about pairing. It's kind of like pairing, but you're blocking. If you can block every single attack while walking forward, you've probably pushed them, 2/4 of the screen back already. And that is the goal, in playing Footsies. You want to push them all the way to the end. So I explained, let me see a little bit. All right, so I explained a basic strat that I would do versus Andy, how I would get in, the things that I would think about when I'm playing these footsie games, right? I gotta respect that he's going to use the smartest, all of Nina's smartest tools ever on me, but since that I'm a Rushdown player, I take risks, so he knows that too, but he needs to make sure when he can properly counter me when the time comes. So that's Footsies 101, guys. You build your game plan. Everybody has their own specific game plans. Okay. You really need to give it to them exactly how your game plan is. You have block strings, right? Okay. You know your ranges, right? But don't get flustered if they're blocking everything. You have throws and you have all this other stuff. They can't block forever. Okay, there's something, either a mistake's gonna happen, or they're gonna get bored, or something is gonna happen. And another thing too about footsies that that is not really talked about much, and why I don't really read a lot on frame data and all this crazy stuff out there, is because you cannot train somebody to push a button. Meaning, like, if you're scared and you know that something is 3-frame punishable, you probably will hesitate. And that 3-frame punish will turn into a 10-frame reaction from you. You know? Or you also have to think about not just the hesitation portion of each things that are coming at you, right? You should know the counter to, like oh, okay, that's a negative 2-frame normal, right? And I can do my 3-frame jab, and yeah, it won't counter it, but however, if he tries to do a low jab or anything after, it should counter everything he does next. Okay, what if crouching strong and then I do upper, or like something strong and I do uppercut, like something crazy like that. Well, you know how like in Street Fighter 4 you do low jab, and then you do uppercut. Low jab has a lot of frame advantage. It's a really bad example, but I do crouching strong from far away, and then I walk up. And you can pretty much push any button you want, and it should be able to stop me. But I do an uppercut to blow that up. I paint that image in your head. You know, those are the things that aren't really explained in footsies, you know, because you want to have the best ground game. You want an answer to every single negative, I guess negative attack normal in the game, or special. There should be a counter to everything, right? Well, if you can't, you know, if you can't tell what I'm trying to do, and I have something like that example of me doing an uppercut on you, knowing I can tag after. This is not safe, by the way, but I'm willing to risk that, because the risk reward on my end, you're gonna lose 60% health because you think that you should be able to counter the next move no matter what. You know, applying the footsie pressure. And last thing I want to leave for now, because like I told you guys, footsies is not something that I can. It's impossible for me to train you with this knowledge in just 2 hours. This is. I'm still learning. This is what you go to gym for. Okay, this is what you go to the arcade. You'll play online or whatnot, but this is something that you're gonna have to learn on your own. It really is. Me, I'm just telling you, like, this is what goes in my mind when I'm playing footsies. Okay, I know my ranges to a T. Okay, yeah, I'll mess up some range here and there, but for the most part, if I see an error, a human error from you, I'm gonna blow you up. Likewise, I make the error, you're gonna blow me up. And this goes for every single range in the game. If you're a fireball character, you know, and I have the lead, I'm just gonna do this and jump, and you're gonna have to come after me. It's just because the timer says so. Okay, you know, there's so much I want to tell you guys more about this, but I am out of time. And tomorrow's segment, we're gonna put what I just showed you right here. All right, what I just showed you. I'm gonna be playing some matches versus some players online, and see what comes out of it. There's some stuff that I'm still learning, so if anybody's out there that, you know, wants to, oh man, I didn't even get a chance to in our reset, so I was gonna put some Twitter feeds up there, but I was so engaged in teaching you guys and what's good, because I'm just excited. I wish the show can go on longer, but out of respect for all the other shows that are gonna come on, James Chan, Ultra David, you know, their show is next. So, but tomorrow I'm gonna play matches. I'm gonna talk about them and the strategies, maybe some even from today, and even go a little bit deeper in footsies and what I should do and what I shouldn't do. So, before I run out, make sure you guys watch us at Wednesday Night Fights, and some of the stuff that I'll be discussing, I'm gonna apply it to Wednesday Night Fights in the run back. you know, I'll be playing Marvel. Or I'll be playing Wednesday. You know, I might play a new character. I might play Virgil. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Wednesday night fights. If you guys don't already watch, it's every Wednesday. But you can see me train for these things in these tutorials. So and especially against the match experience one. And we got. And there's a run back as well. And you know, I'll add some more games onto this. It won't just be Cross Tekken. It'll be AE. You know, it'll be Cross Tekken. It'll be maybe I'll get back into Persona. I wanted to. I just didn't have the chance because I'm right now rigorously learning Cross Tekken's updates, and I'll be playing Marvel again. So I mean, you can catch all that stuff there, and hopefully my player development into these games. And then here is all that one. Make sure you follow all of us from Level Up Series. Here we got me, Alex Valle SF4. Follow Jimmy Wynn, the architect behind Level Up Series. He makes sure that all these events look and run phenomenal. AJ Papa, Frank Reyes, and Louis Vigil. They're the celebrity freaking stream producers. And big shout outs to Frank that got this stream up and going. Without him, we wouldn't have the stream from the R.T.S.D headquarters. So make sure you follow all of us at Level Up. And that is all, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the first 2 hours of Rushdown Live, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.